Mental toughness is your ability to do the same behavior no matter what life throws at you.
No matter the circumstances.
No matter the circumstances. So I'll give you an example. Somebody with low mental toughness is a new circumstance will arise, and because of that circumstance, they change their behavior. So I'll give you just more of a practical example. Let me think of something. So your wife, let's just say I'm the dude, right? So my wife, in the morning, she always, says hi to me and gives me a kiss. Well, this morning she doesn't say hi to me and she doesn't give me a kiss. And so somebody with low mental toughness, a dude with low mental toughness would be like, well, that was not cool. So then I'm going to do this back. Right. And as opposed to the guy with high mental toughness, you say, okay, cool. She got busy. Something happened. I'm going to treat my wife exactly how I'm always going to treat her. Right.
Welcome back to another episode of the Married with the Mujicas podcast. We are so excited that you're here. We are Richard and Hailey Mujica. We have been married for 12 years. We've got 4 kids. We run a home-based business. We homeschool. We are very beginner homesteaders and all of the other fun home things.
Yes.
And our slogan here on this show is building a marriage you love coming home to.
All day, every day.
Yes, because at the end of the day, your house doesn't matter. Where you are doesn't matter. Your marriage and your family is what matters.
That's
what we
very
believe.
True. I agree. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, all around.
So how are you doing?
I am doing good today. You know what? As soon as we walked into the studio, I felt a jolt of energy.
Really?
I like walking into the studio.
Okay.
I feel good about it, right?
I
It's
think
like,
you're
okay, we're
really-
about to go on podcast. You got to kind of get into podcast mode. So I like, get into podcast mode.
I think you're really excited about today's topic.
I'm excited about
this is
today's
like a
topic.
very up your alley topic. So I think
Well, it's very up your alley too.
It is.
Whether you want to admit it or not. It's
No, it totally
super
is.
up your alley.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
And
I'm a little bit more amped up because usually I'm having my Starbucks as we're doing the show.
Oh, you
but I've already
finished
had
it.
these Starbucks.
You already
and I've
finished
had
it.
a couple sips of yours. So instead of having 50 milligrams of caffeine in me, right now I'm at like 125.
Whoa.
So I'm like double. I'm amped up.
You're ready.
I'm ready to go.
Anything exciting going on with you this week? Anything
Exciting.
fun? Anything to report?
Anything to report? Anything fun? We have the company Christmas party coming up.
Ooh,
which is
next
gonna
week.
which is going to be a lot of fun. We're doing, what's that called?
Hibachi.
Hibachi.
It's like a home hibachi
Yes.
person.
And this thing is, we've done it once before and I really enjoyed it, but now
Mhm.
we're doing it with the Christmas party. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And dude, we've been working a lot on that, the app that we're going to be
Oh my
releasing.
gosh. Okay. We haven't told them
Yeah.
it's an app yet. Are you ready to fully tease this out?
I think we should tease it out. Yeah. I mean, it's
Oh my
almost there
gosh.
and I'm super fired up about it because it's
Okay.
going to really help. It's going to tremendously help people.
Yes. So I'm going to say Richard and I only because we are the brand, but
No,
really
100%
this
you
has
and I.
been Richard's absolute
Man-child.
brainchild, man-child. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
coming out with an app
Yes.
and
It's going to be awesome.
Tell us all about it because it's so good and you've put so much time and thought into this. So you tell us about it.
Well, where should I begin? Well,
Tell them what it's called. Start there.
Okay. Spark Check-In.
The Spark Check-In.
Yeah, Spark Check-In is what it's called. And it's just built off of a ritual that I think is just so necessary in marriage.
Mhm.
Like if you think about what happens okay, I'm going to speak for our marriage. Okay. What happens to us is we just start drifting slowly apart. And then one day leads into the next. Kids, sports, we get busy.
Mhm.
We just, we're out of alignment. And what happens is we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And so one day leads into the next day. And then now that you know it, Monday turns into Friday and you just feel like you're a little bit like you're not right with your
Yeah.
spouse, right? And something that you and I have done that has tremendously helped us is a weekly connect,
Mhm.
right? Where it's just like, dude, we sit down and we connect on how are we doing with intimate. I mean, we did this very early on in our marriage.
Yes.
And it so much helped our marriage,
Mhm.
right? And it was a weekly check-in. And I can't tell you, as soon as and look, you can prove this point, but as soon as we started doing this, what happened? We started dreaming bigger.
Yeah.
We started getting on the same page. We started realizing what our goals for our marriage were. We started talking about, hey, what do we want the next 5 years to look like? Oh my gosh, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? And all of a sudden, our intimacy got better, our connection got better, our communication got better, and we just started thriving, right?
Mhm.
And so it's the same concept as what we were doing, but now it's like in an app format. It's in a digital format. So now marriages can do this check-in together. It guides the whole process and it rates like where you're at. So your husband does it, the wife does it. And it's like, oh my gosh, you guys are aligned here. You're out of alignment here. Here's what you guys should talk about and get back into alignment with. And so I think it's such a powerful growth tool for marriages that I'm super fired up about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way that it works is like the husband does it on his own, the wife does it on her own, and then the app will come up with like a little, hey,
Share
this
summary.
is where you're at. This is what you need to talk about. This is where you're on the same page. And then so the way it's designed is you do it on your own, your spouse does it on their own, and then you get together on date night and talk about it.
Yes.
And
That
that's
is
the way
the
it's
perfect flow.
designed.
Yeah. With a cool little tidbits thrown in there, you know,
Yeah.
with a cool
and
little
it has
features.
like date night ideas. It has little, like a love note that you get to write, and it'll like surprise your spouse with it at some point in the week.
Yes, which is probably one of my favorite
That's my
features of
favorite
it.
part.
Yeah. I got my love note today, by
I
the
haven't
way.
gotten mine for this week yet.
Yes. And I was we were together when I got
Yeah.
it. I was like, babes, I got my love note. And I read it right in front of you. It was really cool.
It has some like little gratitude things where you can express gratitude for your spouse. I think it's just a really, really cool tool.
And the kicker of all of it, which I think is a really cool feature, is as you're doing these check-ins with your spouse and you write the love notes, you write the gratitude, you'll also be able to upload pictures too. So you can say, hey, what was a moment in the week that I really cherished, right? It's like, you don't have to do it. It's just an optional thing. But the cool thing is the app will take all your gratitude messages, all your love notes, all your pictures. And at the end of the year, if you want, we can send you a marriage journal.
Like a little
with
book.
all your memories from the last year, which I think is super cool.
Yeah. It's
So
going to be
anyways,
great.
Yeah.
So hopefully
Super
it'll
fired
be available like to the masses come next week.
Yeah, I
I'm
would say
thinking
by
probably
next,
about a week.
100%. You know, I just got to
So
go back
exciting.
and code and program
Yeah,
and
do
do
all
all
the
my,
little things,
Yeah.
the last minute little things.
last minute.
We've had a
Yes.
couple. So we've been using it, and then we've had a couple couples close to us that we've had using
We
it
have, yep.
and just tweaking it and making it a little bit better for you guys. I'm so excited. It's going to be so good.
The beta testers.
The beta testers.
And they've been loving it.
They've been
Like,
loving it too.
everybody's
Our
loved it.
feedback's been great.
Yeah, the feedback has been really, really good.
So I'm excited for that. Spark
Super.
check-in.
Spark check-in. Oh, yeah.
Yes. And then other than that, it's the first week of December.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. I have to say, I'm going to sound like such a Scrooge, but I don't love this time of year. It's not my favorite. I know that sounds horrible.
That's my favorite.
I know you love it. You know what I don't like about it?
Yeah.
I love Christmas. I love, hey, the creator of the world came down as the savior for humanity.
100%.
I love that aspect.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. How could you not love that?
Yeah.
What I don't like about it is like the forced busyness. I feel like the rest of the year, I like really resist busyness.
Yeah.
And it's just this time of year, I feel like it's really hard to avoid. And I just don't enjoy that.
Yeah. You almost feel like I get what you're saying. You feel like you're trapped in the busyness.
I feel like I'm trapped and I don't like that.
It's not optional. It's like I have to be busy. And that optionality kind of makes you a little frustrated.
Yes. Yes. And it's not even things that I don't enjoy because it's like, okay, the Christmas parties are fun. The gingerbread making is fun. Looking at lights is fun. Going to the living nativity is fun. But it's the fact that like,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have a choice. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just the stubbornness in me that I'm like,
Yeah.
you take my
You're-
choice away and I
Your
don't
Charlie
like it.
Kirk's coming out.
How so?
Freedom. You
I
feel
want
like
my
your freedom.
freedom.
You feel like your freedom's being taken from you.
I don't like that.
I need my freedom.
I resist
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
every year I try, like our kids love it and I know you love it. And so I try.
love it.
I really try.
I know. I mean, I'm not going to be a Scrooge either, but Hailey did say the other day, which really tore my heart apart. She's like, I don't really like Christmas music.
I don't.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I don't like
love
Christmas music.
I'm all about it.
I know. I love religious Christmas music. I
You
don't
like secular.
I don't
Christmas
like
music.
secular Christmas music. I think
That's
it's
so funny.
annoying. I think it's cheesy. I just don't like it. I sound horrible. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I
Oh
know.
man. I'm going to give you a second to calm down before we get into this.
I know. Okay.
To this segment.
I
this
remember, so
episode.
your mom and sisters are like, they love Christmas. They just think it's so magical. And I remember when we were in like high school telling them that I'm really into it. And And they were like, oh, just wait till you have kids. You'll change your mind. And I've got 4. I haven't really changed
Hasn't
my mind.
changed yet. Shiloh just came into town.
Shiloh got here.
I'm sure people do that.
Shiloh's
You know
our
how that
elf.
is. Yeah.
So last week on the podcast, kind of in the vein of the holidays, we talked about hospitality,
We sure did.
which I thought was a really fun one. And not in the sense of like how to throw a party, because there's
A zillion resources on that.
people truthfully
good at
way
it.
better at it than I am.
Yeah.
But it was really the heart of hospitality and why you have people in your home and the desire to take care of people and love people. And so that was what we talked about last week. Now, this week on the podcast, we are talking about mental toughness.
Mental toughness.
Yes, particularly in marriage, because
Yes.
obviously that's our heart, but mental toughness. So why don't you go into that a little bit for us? Tell us what that means and why it's important.
Okay. So, yeah, I want to clarify the definition of mental toughness because a lot of people hear the word. They're like, well, that's great, but what does it mean?
Right.
So this is how I would define it. Mental toughness is your ability to do the same behavior no matter what life throws at you.
No matter the circumstances.
No matter the circumstances. So I'll give you an example. Somebody with low mental toughness is a new circumstance will arise, and because of that circumstance, they change their behavior. So I'll give you just more of a practical example. Let me think of something. So your wife, let's just say I'm the dude, right? So my wife, in the morning, she always, says hi to me and gives me a kiss. Well, this morning she doesn't say hi to me and she doesn't give me a kiss. And so somebody with low mental toughness, a dude with low mental toughness would be like, well, that was not cool. So then I'm going to do this back.
Right.
Right. And as opposed to the guy with high mental toughness, he would say, okay, cool. She got busy. Something happened. I'm going to treat my wife exactly how I'm always going to treat her. Right. And I think your ability to have mental toughness in marriage is one of the number one predictors of your marriage success. And so we thought, hey, let's talk about some mental toughness in marriage and really how to have more mental toughness and how to think about mental toughness and whether or not your marriage right now maybe doesn't have it or does have it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of how I would set the frame for.
Yeah. Well, I love that definition so much because I feel like it's so like immediately applicable.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's like you can really evaluate yourself and like, oh, I have that or I don't. I just think that's a really great definition.
Yeah, 100%. So I'll put it even more simply. Mental toughness is the muscle that keeps your marriage strong when your emotions get weak. Think about that. You like that one? Huh?
I do like that.
Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Because I can tell you really like
Dude,
that one.
that thing was legit. I'll tell you what, that you can't beat that.
That is a good one.
But okay, so let's speak on this. Why does mental toughness matter in your opinion?
Because life circumstances come up for everybody.
100%.
Everybody
can probably agree to that.
Yes. Nobody is a unique snowflake that like has worse or harder or tougher life circumstances than everybody else. Like I promise you, everybody's got stuff.
100%.
And so your ability to handle that with maturity and with consistency, which that's a big word we're going to talk about today. And that's one of the greatest gifts you can give your spouse or to give your children is predictable behavior, right? Consistent behavior where they know how mom or dad or how husband or wife is going to react.
100%.
That's a huge gift. It's volatility that's scary.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
yes.
And so I think that's why it matters in marriage because everyone's going to have it. It's not a matter of if, it's when or always. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I 100% agree with you. And I'm going to go back to the unique snowflake thing. Okay. Because I really want to set the premise that everybody in marriage, will at one time want to say, well, you don't understand my situation. You don't get us. My husband is X. My wife has this. We have a business. We have deaths in the family. We have 6 kids. Like you just don't understand. And what I really want to preface everybody with is that the wind blows on everybody. Everybody has their stuff, right? And another way of saying that is we all have demons in the closet that are always trying to get us that we're battling every day. It's the good and evil battle. You have the devil on one shoulder telling you this, and you have the other, God and the right thing telling you that. And everybody's playing that battle every day. And so I really I want to make sure that marriages don't get into the unique snowflake syndrome because it'll bring you down
and
it'll keep you trapped.
And all that does is gives you an excuse for bad behavior.
It gives you an
It
excuse for
doesn't
bad
encourage
behavior.
you
That's
to be
right.
better.
That's right.
You need to constantly be encouraging yourself to do better, to be better, to behave better. You can't just like allow yourself to behave poorly.
No,
That doesn't help anybody.
you can't. You can't. And also, I want to set the stage with this. I do think that what modern culture will tell marriages is that it is your responsibility to follow your feelings. Okay. Where the Bible, I think, tells us a whole different story on marriage.
Mhm.
The Bible talks about commitment, endurance, lasting, right? Like this is a forever type of thing. And I think it's important because culture will always tell you that if you're not happy, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have X in marriage. You deserve to have a wife that's going to be X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And if you follow that narrative, I promise you this, it'll steal your joy in marriage. It'll steal your connection in marriage. It'll steal your peace in marriage. And all of a sudden, you're going to be living a life that you don't want to live.
And like we talk about this a lot, but in marriage, especially, like you get out of it what you put into it.
Oh my gosh, there's no doubt about it.
Like,
You go, girl. Come on.
stop it.
You get it.
Stop.
Okay.
But you do. You get out of it what you put into it. So if you want your wife to adore you,
Yeah.
but you come home and you sit there like a bump on a log, you're not doing anything admirable. Like you're going to get what you put into it. But oh gosh, I was going to say something else. Oh, you had this conversation with somebody yesterday that just kind of made me giggle,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
because they were talking about how, when we first got married, I told my wife, marriage is forever. If we get married, this is forever.
Yes.
And now that we're, a couple of years down the road, I'm kind of like rethinking that. I'm like, dude, you didn't invent that. Like you didn't make that rule up because you were so great.
Yeah, that's right.
Like that is what marriage is. You don't get to reinvent that. You don't get to rethink that. You don't get to like, oh, but I'm not happy, so it doesn't apply anymore. Like, shut up. Seriously. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Hey, how about you tell us how you really feel?
I'm
You should
sorry.
see my wife's face.
No, don't look at my face.
Heaven Peters is joined. You got to see my wife's face right
Sorry, I think it's stupid. I do. But
now. Yeah.
like you didn't invent that. That literally is the biblical framework of marriage.
That is the biblical
So
framework
you
of
don't
marriage,
get to go and decide like, oh, that doesn't really work for me anymore. Like,
Yes.
Too bad.
100%.
But you get out of marriage what you put into it. So if you're in a crappy place in your marriage, that's because you put crap into it for a long time and now we got to fix it. And
Crap in, crap out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it goes both ways.
Yep.
It goes both ways.
Woosah.
Ooh.
Let me get the fan.
Sorry,
Let me
I
fan
got
you
a
off.
little
Let me
fired
fan
up.
you off right Man,
Okay.
you got some fire coming out of you. Oh my gosh. Woo, let's get
Okay,
it. Let's
you
get it.
move
Let's
on.
get it. But yes, 100% agree. And so I would say that one of the secrets to our marriage, right now, we don't have a perfect marriage, but we've been through a lot of fires, right? Like we have the business, right? And it's been a successful business, right? Hundreds of employees. Your dad died. We've had 4 kids, right? We've been through very stressful situations. I've went through a season where I was having massive anxiety and panic attacks, right? There's been
We've built homes. We've renovated homes.
We've renovated homes.
Homeschooled all of our kids. Like all of the
We've
things
been
that
$250,000 in debt. We've had, what people would say, like unique snowflake things happen to us, right? But we've never looked at it like that.
Mhm.
And I can tell you this for sure, is we never let it change our behavior.
Mhm.
And I'm being completely transparent with you guys. My wife would wake up the same time, usually with the same type of emotional fortitude.
Mhm.
Hey, babes, what's going on? We'd have our coffee. Don't get me wrong. We'd have arguments. We've had things happen. But overall, in the big picture of things, the behavior's never changed.
Mhm.
It was like, I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to love my husband.
Yeah.
Right. And that mental toughness in our marriage has carried us through a lot together
Mhm.
because we chose a path that we knew was going to be kind of hard.
Mhm.
Like we had the cozy little 9 to 5, even though we were dead broke, it was still a paycheck coming
Right.
in every day.
It was
But we
predictable.
said, dude, we want to have a life that maybe some people won't understand, but that's okay. And we're willing to kind of go through some struggles to kind of get there.
Yeah.
And along the way, I think what was required was mental toughness.
Okay. So how does somebody develop that? Or what, like, do you know what I mean? Like how is that just something you either have or you don't have? Or how can you develop that?
How can you develop mental toughness?
Mhm.
I think a lot of it is recognizing the importance of it, right?
Okay.
So a lot of people watching this show may have never thought of mental toughness as a thing. It's
Mhm.
like they hear marriage and then they hear mental toughness, they would never link the two. It's like, oh, mental toughness, that's for athletes. Oh, that's for business owners. That's for guys that are gonna fighters and UFC guys. But no. Mental toughness is for marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to remember in marriage, man, like in a lot of ways, it's what society, it's a marathon, but everybody's trying to tear down marriage. Like everybody, right? They're trying to tell you, oh, this is what marriage should look like. This is what culture says. This is not, the Bible's not really the thing.
Marriage is just a piece of paper. You don't need to do that.
And it's just a piece of paper and you don't need to be that. And so to answer your point, how do you develop mental toughness? I think the first step is recognizing that mental toughness is super important in marriage, right? And then once you recognize that mental toughness is important in marriage, then you can rate yourself. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, because look, I'll just preface this. It's not like a marriage is either mentally tough or not mentally tough. It's more of a question. No, it's a scale. It's how mentally tough are we? Right? And you can do this in your own marriage right now. You can just judge it by saying, hey, what has to happen to me to change my behavior towards my spouse? All you have to say is nothing to me and I get upset? Does all that has to happen? I go down the road and somebody cuts me off and all of a sudden I'm now mad at my kids and my wife? Or do I have to get laid off from my job and then I come home and I'm a totally different human? Mm-hmm. Like you can see the level of mental toughness that you have by judging that.
Right.
Right? And so I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
Well, I was going to say, I think that part of developing mental toughness is you have to put yourself in situations where mental toughness is required.
100%. And marriage will do that automatically to you.
Marriage will do that automatically. But also like it's a muscle, right? So if the first time your kid misbehaves and you snap and you're like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have done that. It's like, okay, well, the next time I'm going to do a little bit better. Or, it's like you've got to be constantly developing that muscle until it becomes second nature, until it becomes part of your character. But it can be developed.
Yes. With
conscious effort.
100%. The more stressful situations you're in, the more weight that you're carrying, the more it's developing.
Well, you guys, they talk about the IQ and then there's the EQ, which is the emotional intelligence. That's good. But then there's also the AQ.
Nobody knows about the AQ. Anybody know about the AQ? I don't think anybody knows about it.
The adversity quotient. And that's how much adversity can you handle before you crack. And that's a really important one. Like that's one of the biggest predictors of a successful life is how much adversity you can handle. Your
adversity quotient.
Yes.
I'm so glad you brought that up. So let me ask, okay, look, and you can answer this too if you're listening to this, but would you agree with this quote? Men get mentally tough by carrying weight. Mm-hmm. Women get mentally tough by releasing control. Would you agree, disagree?
Oh, I would agree. I think women also have to carry weight.
Oh, no doubt about it.
And I think men also have to give up control. But I would say if the scale is a sliding scale, yes, probably majority.
You would agree with it?
I would agree, yes.
For the most part.
For the most part, yes.
Yeah, you're sliding the scale over. Okay. Signs you're lacking mental toughness.
Ooh, let's hear them.
Okay, for men, husbands, one sign is they react defensively, right? Mm-hmm. Wife says something, all of a sudden, all they hear is, she's after me, she's trying to get me, I'm going to react to it emotionally, right? Would you agree, disagree? Agree? Another sign, needing respect before giving love.
Ooh, that's one of those hard circular ones. But for men, yeah, I would say.
Yeah. What does the Bible say? You are called to love your wife as Christ loves the church, right? And so it doesn't say you are called to love your wife if she respects you. Right. Now, as a wife, you should respect your husband.
And I would say it doesn't say submit if he loves you. It's like they both have to do their part.
Yes.
It's a circle.
100%.
But yes.
Avoiding tough conversations. Men. Avoiding tough conversations. You agree, disagree?
I would very strongly agree with that one.
Taking everything personally. How many guys you know like that?
Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier.
Oh my gosh. Can't believe she said, it's like, dude, no, like chill out. You like serious mental toughness. If somebody can't say something without you taking it personally. Right. Maybe you needed to hear that.
Yeah. Like maybe it's true.
Like
maybe
take a deeper, reflect on yourself and instead of just throwing it out and reacting, it's like, what part of this is maybe a little true and what can I learn from it? I think that's a sign of massive mental toughness. Yeah. Leading only when convenient.
Or leading in a way that serves you and not your family.
Ding, 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 ding. So would you agree with those for husbands?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, for wives.
Okay, let's hear it.
Spiraling emotionally. Give me, what kind of example do you have for that?
Oh my gosh. Allowing yourself to go in that mental spiral of, oh my gosh, he didn't kiss me this morning. And oh my gosh, it's because he doesn't love me anymore. And oh my gosh, it's because he's seeing somebody at work. And like you go on this spiral that's like, hold on, there's like zero reality to this. We need to pull back and like rein our mind in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, he looked at that girl when we were on our walk
that's
today.
a big one.
You know, it's like rein your mind in.
Yeah.
Rein it in.
Mental toughness.
Mental toughness here.
Yeah.
You know?
So is there ever been an example where you've done this, spiraled out emotionally?
Oh my gosh.
In our marriage? I don't know if like I would say spiraling out of control emotionally, but I mean early on games got you.
Yeah.
Emotions got high.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. But I don't know. Do you have an example or no?
I'm trying to think of like an actual tangible example. I mean, I know it's happened, or there's been times where I'm like, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of a
Well,
concrete
while you're
example.
thinking,
Okay.
here's number 2. Withholding respect. Do you think that's a sign of low mental toughness?
Yes.
Because now I think to your point, they heard something happened in the day, something their husband did, and they got emotional about it. And they're like, well, I'm not going to respect my husband. I'm not going to show him that,
and
some
it's
type
such
of
an
respect.
ugly cycle.
It's a vicious cycle. Oh my gosh. It is a vicious cycle.
And like, I think this is part of mental toughness is somebody has to be willing to stop it and say, you know what? I'm going to show love or I'm going to show respect regardless. And then things might come around and the circle might repair itself. But until somebody does that, it's just a downward spiral that nobody's going to step up and fix until somebody steps up and fixes it,
Somebody's got to take the leadership role.
Someone's got to just say enough is enough. And I don't care how my wife speaks to me, I'm going to speak to her kindly. Or I don't care how my husband walks in the door after work, I'm going to greet him with a kiss and I'm going to be happy to see him. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like someone's got to stop.
That is massive emotional maturity. Very hard.
Okay, but see, that's exactly what it is. The other way is it's emotional immaturity.
It's emotional
when you
immaturity.
just have two people that really they're screaming at each other like, hey, I need connection. I need help. I'm not doing well. And they're just like, oh my gosh, you're not treating me with love. It's like she's trying to tell you that she needs connection. She needs help. But you're like, I don't like the way that she's talking to me. So I'm just going to go sit in the bath for an hour. It's like, shut up. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get some mental toughness here.
You need some mental toughness.
Yes.
Man, I hope this becomes the like word of the week for a lot of marriages.
The word of life.
Word of life is just mental toughness.
Yes.
And I hope you rate yourself. Like, take a self-diagnosis today. How mentally tough am I? According to this definition.
Yes.
How fast am I able to change my behavior based off of what happens?
Or even like challenge yourself a step further in I'm going to change my behavior in the positive. When I feel that kind of abrasive, like, ooh, I'm getting defensive.
That's a great point.
I'm going to go a step further and I'm going to look for a way that I can serve my wife. I'm going to look for a way that I can take something off of her plate to help her. And like that can be a way you can build that muscle too, is taking it a step further.
Dude, amen to that, sister. High five. Okay. Number 3, assuming the worst. I hate
We
assumptions.
talk about that a lot.
Oh man, we all know that. What does assuming do? It makes an ass
out of you and me.
And you and me. Yeah. Don't assume, guys. Please don't assume in marriage.
No.
This one will destroy you.
I disagree.
Well, I mean,
assumptions.
But good assumptions.
Make good ones.
Positive assumptions. Yes.
Because
if you're going to play the negative game, why not play the positive game?
Exactly. Either way, you're making up a story.
You're making up a story.
Make up a story that serves you.
Oh, please do that. Yes, that's powerful.
Okay, so here's an example. Your husband leaves his tissues on the counter.
Yep.
How rude.
Give me the story.
How rude.
Yes.
He doesn't care that you spent all day cleaning the kitchen and he doesn't even care.
Story.
How rude.
Story number 1.
Story number 1. That leaves you pissed and your husband walks in the door and you've got an ugly look on your face.
Low mental toughness.
Right?
Yes.
Or you see the tissues and you think, man, I wonder if he's not feeling well. He doesn't usually use this many tissues. Like he must not be feeling well. I'm going to throw this away. And I'm going to have a cup of tea ready for him when he walks in.
Man.
Because he must not be feeling good.
Dang.
That's
crazy, huh?
It's
2 different
same
stories.
Stupid situation.
Same situation.
And you get to decide how you're going to look at that.
Wow, man. See, thank God you're having mental toughness. But I know you do this. I know you purposely do this.
Yes.
Because you even said, I asked Hailey one time, I said, what do you think the key to marriage is? And she said, in my opinion, one of the keys to marriage, to a good marriage, is assuming the best.
Always assume good intent.
Always assume good intent. And you do that purposefully. And guess what? It's worked out for us.
But okay, so I think that's a really important word that you just used though, is because it's not like I just have it and some people don't have it. It's like, no, I make a very conscious effort to do this. Like, and you can too. It is not some special, unique snowflake thing that I have that makes me special.
You don't need to go to college for it. You don't need to go take classes for it.
Nope.
You could decide today to do it.
Just decide it.
It's a decision.
It's a decision every time it comes up.
It's a decision.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's great. Trying to control outcomes, low mental toughness, and resenting instead of communicating.
Ooh, women are probably really prone to that one.
That's a big one.
Resenting's
that is a big one.
I saw some lady today on this week on social media saying that it was something about like a Christmas gift, like what she wanted her husband to get her for Christmas. And she wasn't going to tell him because.
Oh, she's just magically going to get me the right gift.
Yes, basically. Like her whole thing was like, I'm not even going to say anything.
He should have known. I've said it 3 times already.
Okay, no, that was what she said. Because if he doesn't know by now, then he's just not paying attention. It's like, oh my gosh.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
You're setting everybody up for failure.
If
you want something specific, just tell him.
Just tell him.
Send him a link for it. Like it's so silly. Or just like really don't care. Wait.
There's a
if you
married,
care, say something.
Yeah, there's a married couple now. What they do is the wife will go out with the husband and they go pick the gift together. So they go out and the wife just says, "Hey, this is what I wanted," and the husband gets it. And they like it. It works for them.
I'm a person that I really love surprises. I like to be surprised. So
you do like surprises.
I do. I love them.
Yeah.
But you can't set yourself up for the resentment. You know what I mean? Like if you want the surprise, let it be a surprise and enjoy the surprise. But if you want something specific, you can't resent him for not getting you the specific thing. Don't set yourself up for that. Resentment's an ugly animal.
That's an ugly one.
A
lot of marriages carry it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too that I would hope for a lot of people watching this is if you feel resentment and you know who you are, as soon as we say the word resentment, somebody's thinking, oh, that's me, right? Oh shoot, I have this resentment.
I hope so because I think a lot of people also don't realize they're carrying resentment because they think it's legitimate.
It's legitimate. It's totally justified.
They think it's justified.
You don't understand, right? But resentment is very much like poison. You think you're getting at the other person, but really the only person you're hurting is yourself. And I don't know.
And that's the way marriage works, right? Okay, your spouse is going to do something that's going to hurt you. It is going to happen. And you have to make a decision to either, hey, we're going to stay married. And so we're going to move forward with this, or I can't get over it. And then you're opting to end your marriage at that point, which I would never advocate for. But if you're going to opt to stay married, you are opting to move forward. You can't just keep going back to stuff forever. You know what I mean?
The past is the past.
You have to have some grace and move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were having a conversation with a couple last week and you and the husband were talking. You guys were talking about investing. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, he's so smart. Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful he takes care of our family. Wow, that's amazing. And the same conversation, you and this husband are having the same conversation and his wife is looking at him thinking, gosh, this idiot is gambling away all of our money. And this is just gambling like we used to do when we were younger.
Yeah.
But it's the same conversation. And you get to decide how you're going to look at that.
You totally do. There's a great graph on this. So I saw this one time. And it's a y-axis and an x-axis, right? And what happens is they show a car crash. So a car crash happens, and then they ask for 4 people's perspectives based off of where they're at when they saw the crash. So one person saw it from this corner, the other person saw it from the opposite corner, the other person saw it from the above corner, and then so it's 4 corners, right? Mm-hmm. They ask each person, hey, what happened during the crash? They all gave different answers. Because why? They all had a different perspective of how the crash happened, right? And it's no different than what you're saying. It's you in marriage, you get to choose your perspective. Ed Milet says this: life doesn't happen to you; it happens for you. Mm-hmm. But what does that mean? All Ed Milet's saying is that is my perspective of life. It doesn't mean that it's the true. It doesn't mean it's true. It just means that's how I'm going to look at it. That's how I look at it, right? And
which is a choice.
Which is 100% a choice. And so I think that's kind of going back to what you're saying is kind of maybe hopefully a depiction of what you're saying. But
and it's something that we talk about a lot on this show is approaching your spouse with curiosity, right? And that
I love the curiosity word.
I do too. But in Proverbs, it talks about how people don't intentionally do the wrong thing. A man's ways are right in his own eyes, right? So everybody, no matter what choice they make, even if it's a choice that you disagreed with, they probably had a good intent for it. So instead of being upset with your spouse or whatever, why not you instead try to look at it like, hey, what was your intent here? Like, what was your intention? What were you trying to do? Why did you make that choice? You can see things so differently and perceive things so differently just by looking at it that way instead of assuming the intent for them, which if you're assuming wrong intent is probably not true. Very rarely do people do things they know are wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
And you can let them know like, hey, this is actually how it made me feel. Like, I understand that wasn't your intention, but this is how it felt. And then maybe they'll change their behavior next time. But you can't just assume bad intent.
You never assume bad intent. It's only going to poison you.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Bottom line.
Bottom line. Okay. 5 mental toughness habits
Okay.
that transform a marriage.
Okay.
This is my favorite one right here. Habit number 1 is they respond and don't react.
Ooh, I love that.
Comments.
Respond versus react.
Yes.
And just those 2 words. One requires thought and one is explosive. And you always want to choose the path that requires thought.
Yes. Well, and I think you hit the nail on the head. This is the way that I would overcome. Hey, you always want to respond versus react. And I don't know if you remember this, but my nephew had a 16th birthday about 2 years ago. And he had all the men,
ago,
almost 5 years ago. Oh my gosh, people get
old
big.
fast.
They get old fast. But he had and the dad came up to me and said, hey, can you share something with my son? Because I want to do kind of a rite of passage and just share some piece of advice with him. And this is the piece of advice that I shared with him because I think it was so important for a man to respond instead of react. And I think the key thing is what you said. A man who reacts is not choosing. They are literally taking an emotion, and the first thing that comes out is what comes out.
They're a victim to their emotion.
They are a victim to the emotion. And how many marriages do you know that are victim to emotions, right? Because emotion hits, they react, right? The difference being with a response is you are choosing. Anytime you're consciously saying, this is how I'm going to say something next, that is called a response. And
if you take the time to actually think about it, you're probably not going to do the stupid or the mean thing.
Never.
Right?
Never. Because it's so intentional.
It's when you don't think that you do something stupid or mean.
Yeah. And I have a note right here. And I don't know, tell me how this hits you. Your first reaction is usually from the flesh. Now, from a biblical perspective, your first reaction is usually from the flesh. Your chosen response is usually from the spirit. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
100%. So that's habit number 1. Respond, don't react. You like it?
I do like it.
Habit number 2, they choose unity over being right.
Ooh, yes. Good one.
What are your thoughts?
I love that.
Response?
Well, it's that whole
So true. Somebody said so true. Grace.
age-old adage
So true.
of do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? Like at the end of the day, do you want to sit in your little I was right and I got you bubble, or do you want to move your marriage forward? Like you got to make that choice sometimes too.
You do. You have to pick one. Sometimes you have to pick.
Sometimes you got to pick one.
Do you want to be right or do you want to be unified? And by the way, something that I think is so important to say, because a lot of people were like, I'm not going to apologize. I was right. Apologizing has nothing to do with being right. You can apologize even if you're right, because the apology is not saying that you're wrong. It's saying I hurt you in what I did, so I apologize for that. But you're not saying you're wrong. And so I think that's a great example of I'm just choosing unity over being right. Like, okay, I don't agree with you. I think I was right, but I'm going to come up to you and I'm going to apologize for my actions because I know that I hurt you in the process.
And I think it's also really important to recognize that you can be right and your spouse can be right. And you can disagree. But it doesn't just because you disagree does not automatically make your spouse wrong.
Yes.
Short of sin, there's a lot of opinions that can be right.
That's right.
You know?
That's so true. There's so many ways, like the old adage, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat.
Yes.
Yeah. I 100% agree. Dude, that's such a good point. We could both be right.
Yeah.
But one of us thinks we're wrong.
Well, and I don't know. I would kind of say that's a problem. I think you have to be willing to acknowledge that my way is not the only right way. I think that's an important piece of mental toughness.
Oh, big time. Number 3. Now, I might tend to be this guy. But finished conversations you want to avoid. So right here it says, avoidance breeds resentment. Tough couples don't quit mid-conflict. So do you agree or disagree with that?
I would agree.
Yeah.
But I would also say that I think people can make a mistake of thinking that finishing a conflict means I finally got the other person to agree that
Yeah,
I'm
I got
right.
you. The gotcha mentality.
You know, like
Yeah.
once you say I'm right, then our
I
conversation
know.
can be done.
I know.
It's
And
like
I find myself in that mode sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I don't know if you do. Oh,
No,
well,
I don't let it get to me, but I think it.
Oh, okay.
I do think it. I'm like, you
Interesting.
know what? Again, mental toughness. I think it kicks in, and I'm like, do I want to be unified or do I want to be right?
See,
And
that's
I do
interesting.
think this internally sometimes.
See, I think I'm pretty good at recognizing that like we can have different perspectives and it's okay.
Yeah,
Like
we
that
might
doesn't.
both be right.
Yeah, like that doesn't.
Yeah.
That doesn't like make me super uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
it happens to me sometimes.
That's interesting.
I think it internally. I never share it with you.
Huh.
Yeah,
That surprises me.
yeah.
Next time, share it with me just so I can know when.
I
you're
will let
thinking
you
that.
know. Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay.
It happens. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's very rare that I really feel like you're wrong on something. Like you're just wrong.
Yeah.
I can't think.
No. Okay. I'm not going to say you're completely wrong, but I just have a much different perspective that I think is better.
Okay.
My perspective is better on this one. And I don't tell you, but I'm thinking it.
Next time, tell me.
Habit number 4, apologize fast and fully.
And like you said, apologizing doesn't mean I'm wrong. It means I hurt you and I'm sorry that it hurt you.
Yes, and that's
Important.
okay. Mental softness waits for the spouse to go first. Sitting there, she's going to apologize to me. It was not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Mental toughness leads with ownership. So the strongest person in the marriage is the first to apologize. Do you agree?
Ooh, so then it could be like a competition of who's stronger.
yeah,
I'm going to apologize first.
Who's more mentally tough this
I
week?
apologize first.
Habit number 5, control your tone, not your spouse.
That's a good one.
Thoughts?
Control your tone, not your spouse.
Yes.
You can't control your spouse.
Well, yeah, that's an illusion.
That's an
A lot of people
illusion.
think they can control their spouse, if they think about it.
Yeah. But you can always control your tone.
So another quote but beneath this, tone determines direction, harmony, or war.
Okay, but hold on. So Richard's in sales. So you do a lot.
Everything's tonality.
Everything is
Tonality is the
everything's
holy grail.
communication. But when communicating with somebody, what is the percentage that is actually words and what is the percentage that is the tone of the words?
Don't take this verbatim, but I don't know the exact. I'll give you a rough estimate.
Mm-hmm.
About 55% of communication is body language. The other 30-something% is tonality. Only about 7% of communication is actually words. And this is research backed, right? So what this means in a given conversation, if they cannot see you, right? If all they're hearing
That's why we
is
always have arguments via text, right? Where that wasn't anyone's intention.
100%.
Yeah.
If they cannot see you, it all becomes tone. It's 93% of the conversation. As soon as you throw in body language, though, body language is the holy
Body
grail.
language takes
But you
over.
want to know why? Try to be nice while having bad body language. You can't, because body language controls your tone. And I think that's why body language is the most vital in any situation, because I can read your body language. Like, you could be telling me you love me right now, but if you're like this, I'm like, I don't believe you. Right? I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, that don't make no sense. Your body language and your tone is not, but it's almost impossible. Your body language always follows your tone.
Right.
And your tone always follows your body language. But that's what it is. Interesting, huh?
Yeah. And I was going to say, I think that's harder for men, which I'm going to take that back. I think that men, their tone can be a little bit more brash and a little bit more abrasive or a little bit more mean or a little bit more intimidating.
But it's also because we have deeper voices, too.
Right. But I think a woman can go the opposite, or not the opposite way, but she can go the other way. She could be a little snarky. She can be a little sarcastic. She can be a little rude. So I'm going to take that back, that I think that's harder for men. I think it's hard for both.
And a piece of advice that I would give every marriage, right? Anytime you're going to say anything, your first thought should be, how am I going to deliver this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because the delivery is everything. The words, again, are only 7% of communication. You could basically say anything. You say it the wrong way, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So like, I'm always thinking when I'm going to approach you, a conversation, anything that we have that is tough, I'm 100% thinking of my tone. That's all I'm thinking about. How am I going to deliver this?
Well, okay. So then I think what's important when approaching that conversation is that your mental space in approaching a conversation like that needs to be, we're having this conversation to better our marriage, not I'm having this conversation to get my wife. You know what I mean?
No, it's never. Yeah,
like
yeah.
the goal of the
Intense.
conversation always needs to be, this is to move our marriage forward. This is to produce unity and to,
Yeah.
because I think if your intent in the conversation is to get your wife, I think you're going to come across pretty mean and it's not going to go over well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I like your frame, which is the curiosity. I think if you approach a lot of situations with curiosity, it changes your mental it automatically changes your tone, right? Because like if my first thing is, hey, I'm not going to come get at my wife. I really want to see how she responds to this. I'm really curious when I say this, what is going to be her response to this situation? Because I'm just curious about it. And that changes how I approach a situation. So,
right. And the opposite of approaching with curiosity is approaching with judgment.
Yeah.
Right? Of like, oh my
I
gosh,
already know.
I cannot believe you did that.
Yeah, I already know. It's set in stone.
Yes.
I already know what you think. I already know how you feel. I already know what you're going to say. How many times does that happen in marriage? I already know what you're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, there's no curiosity there.
There's no curiosity.
And now you shut down the spouse because then the whole flywheel starts, right? Mental toughness. Let's see how mental tough you are now. Your behavior is going to change. And now you're in this bad spiral.
And if you find yourself in a place in your marriage where your spouse, where you feel like, I already know what you're going to say, you have to kind of stop and ask yourself, well, then why does my spouse have to say it so many times? Like, why am I not getting it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's
Maybe
words
there's
happening,
something I need
but
to get
communication is not there.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyways, that's the 5 habits. So let me, I'll go back and just give the 5 habits. Okay. You respond, don't react. You choose unity over being right. You finish conversations you want to avoid. You apologize fast and fully. And you control your tone, not your spouse.
Very good.
So yeah, that's what we got.
I like it.
So now any real life stories of this? Mental toughness in action?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, every day, huh?
Every day. I mean, literally.
Yeah, it is. It's an everyday thing. Honestly, it's like so many things have happened.
Yeah. And I mean, we've gone into our story a lot. And so people have kind of already heard that. But like, you know, there was a time in our life where literally everyone around us just thought we were crazy. We had lost our minds. What in the world are they doing? But you and I were always on the same page. And we were always good.
Yes.
You know, and I think that was a big
Yeah.
exercise in mental toughness for us. And like, hey, they're not going to get it. And that's okay. They don't have to get it. But like, we get it.
We get it.
You know, and like, we didn't know what the end was going to look like at that time. And we still don't know what the end is going to look like. But we trusted each other. We knew like, hey, I got him. He's got me. We're good. And the rest of the world and what they thought what we were doing didn't matter.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. And I think, you know, for our marriage, what ended up happening, and I think sometimes it can go the reverse, is the tough times made us so much stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, sometimes the tough times can make couples break.
Mm-hmm.
You know, resentment builds, they're frustrated. And not to make a plug on Spark Check-In, but I think a lot of it had to do with that.
Yeah. That
every week we were
exercise.
communicating on, hey, what is the vision? Where are we trying to go? What is the goal together? And we were dreaming together, not separately. Because now if the spouse has a separate dream than you have, and they don't understand what the dream is, they don't understand what the vision is, I can see how that can create a lot of resentment, a lot of animosity, especially when times go bad and it doesn't work out. And that was scary. A lot of scary moments for us in that, because we didn't know what was going to happen. But I can tell you this, it was every step of it was strengthening us.
Mm-hmm.
And we never name called. We never got into, well, you know what? We only have this amount of money in the bank account. What happened to everything? Like, because that's where we were, right? We had no money in the bank account. We had the 3 kids. Business was not going well. And we didn't know what to do. But we did it together though.
Yeah.
It was a unity. It was like, dude, we're going to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And maybe you can say because we had a decent amount of mental toughness, which is why we did this episode.
Yeah.
You know?
I think in a lot of ways that could be the secret sauce. If people are kind of like, man, I don't know how to do marriage. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Like that's probably the secret is you just need to get some mental fortitude going.
Yeah. And look, even with your dad dying, very early. I mean, this was just recently, about a year,
it's been 2 years.
About 2 years ago. And talk about mental toughness. A lot of people that would break. I mean, it would change their behavior. They would start developing maybe some new beliefs around life, around maybe even God. How many times have you ever seen that? Well, God doesn't exist. Somebody in my family died. I don't believe in God anymore. Yeah. Right? That is low mental toughness. And so, but for you chose to like pick up, you didn't skip a beat. The next day you got up and you did everything the same way. And I think you have a crazy amount of mental toughness. You're very consistent in that way. And I think that's helped our marriage tremendously. You know, just how much fortitude you have in that. Even when I was having my panic attacks, now this was probably how long ago?
Oh my gosh, probably 6, 7 years ago.
6, 7 years ago, right? So that was about 8 months of panic attacks, but you didn't really know, right?
I didn't, which
you
is
didn't-
so crazy.
Yeah. And I remember thinking every day, like, I didn't feel like I was there. I was there, but I wasn't, because all I was thinking about was like, I don't want to have another panic attack, right? But the kids were there, you were there, the business was going. I'm just
At this
trying
time,
to
you were
survive.
still working in Chino Hills.
But I was transitioning
Were
at
you?
this time.
Okay,
Yeah.
is that what
This
that
is when
was?
we were
Okay.
doing the build out and we were getting ready to do the grand opening. And again, but you didn't really have an idea of what was going on.
Yeah.
And so all that to say that mental toughness has got us through a lot of stuff in marriage.
For sure.
Yeah. And let me just say this too before we end the episode. I would caution marriages to be very specific with their beliefs. Okay. One thing that Hailey and I were very conscious of in the beginning of the marriage is getting rid of stupid stories that we just refuse to believe. Let me give you an example. Marriage is hard, right? We heard so many people tell us that marriage is just hard. Like, it's going to be tough. It's a battlefield. It's a war zone. Like, you have to be prepared, right? And we went into marriage refuting that belief.
And we just rejected
We
that.
rejected it. It was like, dude, marriage is going to be what we make it. That's what it's going to be.
Or, the first year is so hard.
I was going to go into that one. How many times do we hear that from people? You have no idea. The first year is the toughest. Our first year was not tough at all.
No.
And it's because we just didn't, there was no belief around that,
Yes.
right?
Or the other one that is, when does the honeymoon end? Like, just wait till the
Yeah,
honeymoon's
the
over.
honeymoon phase. Yeah, the
Like-
first 5 years, you're in the honeymoon phase or
Like,
whatever.
listen, we've been married for 12 years
It's gotten better.
and it's gotten better.
It's gotten
so
better.
like,
But
yeah, I think
there was never an inclination of that belief though.
like, oh, this is going to get worse at some point. Like, we just never.
We rejected
believed
all
that.
those beliefs. None of it. So guess what I wanted? Do you know what the belief I wanted when going into marriage? I wanted marriage to be easy.
Yeah.
I wanted marriage to be like, dude, this is a breeze. I wanted raising kids to be like, who doesn't want that?
Mhm.
So I went into it the opposite. I'm like, bro, marriage is going to be easy because I want it to be easy. And guess what? I'm not saying it is easy, but with that mentality, things just wipe off your plate. Like,
Yeah.
you don't, because look, as soon as you adopt a belief, you try to then live out that belief. That's how life works.
Mhm.
So you're always trying to relive the beliefs that you hold. So if you reject all the stupid beliefs, you stop acting stupid. Does that make sense?
Well, I think, and an important thing people have to remind themselves is that hard doesn't mean bad. So just because raising kids can be hard,
yeah,
it
building
doesn't
a
make
business is hard.
it's not bad.
Being in debt is hard.
Hard work is good.
Losing your job is hard. Quitting your job is hard. All these things, like, we quit the job. Like, these things were quote unquote hard, but in that season, because of our mentality around it, it was just like another stepping stone. Like, dude,
It's just a thing.
I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it. I'm just going to keep moving forward,
Mhm.
and that's helped us a lot. I mean, it's helped me a lot.
Yeah, for sure. for
Framing
sure.
things in this light. So that's
Yeah.
what I want to say.
Beware of the stories you tell yourself. Very good.
That's right. I'll end with this quote. Tell me if you agree, disagree. You don't need a perfect marriage. You need a tough mind and a soft heart.
100% agree. And I think that can be one of the challenges is keeping your heart soft towards your spouse through all of the different seasons and all. Like, I think, yes, you need mental toughness. That's what this whole episode is about. And it's super important, but also maintaining that really soft, tender heart, being a comfortable, warm place for your spouse. Super, super important. I think they're both really important.
100%. You think anybody would give us a question? How many people do we have live?
I don't know. Any questions?
Sarah said, I love that.
She
Somebody
loves
said,
it.
sorry for your loss.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Somebody asked earlier what this episode was going to be called. So the podcast is called Married with the Mujikas. If you do not follow yet.
Yeah, the podcast. is
This
Married with
episode will be
Mujikas.
something about mental toughness. I'm not sure exactly yet, but
Some clever title.
some clever title that Ishmael comes up with.
Yes. I don't know exactly what it's going to be called.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was a good one. I think that was a really good one. And I know that this time of year can be really hard for some people, especially if
it
they've
is.
experienced loss or whatever this time of year. And I just would really encourage you to exercise that mental toughness muscle, and I was talking to a friend last week who was saying that she had a friend who she lost her dad around this time of year. So every year for Thanksgiving, she like goes to Mexico without her kids and without her husband because it's just too hard for her. It's like, we can probably rein that in a little bit, guys. Like,
Mhm.
you can keep going with life. I promise you, you
Yeah.
can.
You're stronger than you think.
You are stronger
I
than
mean,
you
the
think.
human is phenomenal. I mean,
The
our
human-
abilities are crazy good.
But like we got to work on reigning in our own minds,
That's
guys.
right.
Like we got to work on that. All of us.
All of us.
And I think life would really improve if we could do that. Reign in your mind.
It's a constant thing, dude. It's
Yeah.
marriage is an everyday thing. It's so many emotions in marriage. I think that's what makes it so tough.
Yeah.
Every day you're like, oh my gosh, my spouse is the best. The next day you're like, my spouse is the worst. My kids are just the greatest thing ever. My kids are just horrible.
Yeah.
Like you're like the emotions are so wild in marriage. It's crazy. But like, again, go back to mental toughness. Just, dude, doesn't matter.
Yes.
The
You're not a slave to your
emotions
emotion.
come and go. Let them pass. Who cares? Right? You're steady. You're like, dude, no, I'm moving forward. I'm going forward. Like this is the plan. This is the mission, you know?
Yep.
So yeah, good episode. I like it.
Really good. Very, very good. Okay. Well, thanks
Cool.
so much, babe.
Sweet.
Love
All
you.
right. Well, we'll see you guys. Hey, leave a review on the podcast. That really helps us, guys, on all major platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you can leave a review, share it with another spouse or marriage that would enjoy it, get value out of it. That would really help us grow. We'd appreciate it.
Perfect.
Yes. All right.
All
Love you.
right. Thanks. Love you.
Cool.